going on, ladies? This is Mike Colleen. Just let me turn this on because it looks much better when it's on. Come on. There we go. All right. This is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. Right off the bat, I want to say click subscribe on my YouTube channel so you can get my updated videos on the new workshops, the new teachings, free tips, understandings, what's going on, why are men and women not communicating and missing each other when it comes to love and emotional fulfillment, because he's wired this way. Actually, he's wired this way and you're wired this way, and that is really the reason why. And I teach in depth on what's missing between men and women. Okay, this video is about, all right, the overall series, actually I think I'm going to call it something like this. The overall, this five, I think it's our sixth video on this, is why it's so hard for women to meet men. It's not. There's some wiring, unconscious wiring, from, it's actually in the reptilian system, the instinctual system, okay, in our lower brain, which is the brain, top of the brain stem. I'm not going to go into detail about that. But there's a couple reasons why. In the past videos, about 3 or 4 videos, women see themselves like a flower rooted and they don't move. They try to attract him over. And if he doesn't come over to you, you get pissed off, you know, whatever. I'm teaching you that maybe you should approach him and start up a conversation with him. But this video is a little different. Okay, watch this. This is going to blow your mind, all right? And it's going to wrap up this video series. At least I believe it is. But I may add more on later. All right, so good story metaphor that'll really help you see this and understand this, okay? My niece called me. Now, she's I think she's a senior in high school now. I think she called me last year when she was a junior. And she goes, Uncle Michael? I'm like, yeah. She goes, well, since you're into this dating relationship stuff, you know, can I ask you a question? I was like, yeah, sure. What's going on? She goes, well, how come whenever I like a guy, he doesn't like me? And I started laughing, and she's like, what's so funny? And I'm like, it's not, oh God, how to explain this? It's not because he doesn't like you. It's because now that he likes you, you don't like him. She goes, what are you talking about? I go, okay. I go, so what about the guys that do like you, that show interest, and they try to talk to you every day, and they want to go on a date? She goes, I'm not interested in those guys. And I started laughing. I'm like, that's my point. She goes, what do you mean? I don't understand. I'm like, okay. Let me ask you a question. She goes, what? All right, let me help you see the bigger picture, okay? Have you ever liked a guy, and you really like this guy, and you were trying to figure out a way to get him to notice you? She goes, well, yeah, that's what I'm calling you for. That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, okay. So, have you ever liked a guy for a while, a week, maybe even a month, maybe even longer? And maybe you went over and stood next to him or near him to get, you know, to hope he would bump into you and talk to you. She goes, yeah, I've been doing it with this guy, but she goes, he doesn't even notice me. And I'm laughing because I'm like, that's why you like him. She goes, what? I'm like, all right. Have you ever liked a guy in the past and he didn't notice you at all? No matter what you did, it's like he just went over his head, and you know, flipped your hair, you did all the girl things. It's like he was oblivious, like he didn't catch the signal. She goes, well, yeah. I'm like, okay, so what happens? Did you ever get one of these guys to notice you? She goes, well, of course. I'm like, and then he started to talk to you. And then the next day, he walked up to you to lunch and talked to you again. She goes, and already her tone goes, yeah. I go, and then the next day he talked to you again, and then maybe he asked you out the 4th or 5th day. She goes, yeah, that's happened. So she went from interested to, yeah. I go, so what happened? She goes, I don't know. I just lost interest. I'm like, that's my point. The minute a guy shows interest in you, you lose all interest. Here's why. The mating system in the female is designed to do the chase, and I call it the cat and mouse game, right? In other words, women, at least unconsciously, your mating system loves the chase. You love a challenge. That's what women, you know, when I was younger, you know, I was like, a challenge? Like, what's that? God, relationships are hard enough. Why do you need a challenge? God. Well, I didn't understand what it meant. You're talking about, or women are talking about, a guy that's hard to get, you know, like I went to a relationship group in San Francisco, a female taught group, and the owner came up and she goes, you know, before I let the other coaches come up and speak, you know, one thing I want to say, guys, be hard to get. Be a challenge. Play hard to get. Don't just give us your number. Don't just ask us out. Or if you're married, don't just let us have sex, the minute we want it. Act like you're not interested, turn away, maybe walk away and, make us earn it. Make us, and I was like, wow, I can't believe a woman's saying that. It was just mind blowing to hear this from a woman. And as I began to learn more and more, I was like, oh, they actually like that. All right. So I'm going to throw in, let me think. I'm going to do another video to wrap this piece up because it is really important about the female system, the cat and mouse game versus the direct male system. All right. You're going to love this one. This is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. Click subscribe right here on my YouTube video, or maybe it's over here. I don't know where it's at. And follow along. I've got workshops coming up, so send me a message. Talk to me on what's going on here, and we'll get more done. So one more video.